everyone. We're here with Jada Reed. She's an independent financial expert and she is here to talk to us about mortgages. Jada, what is a mortgage?
A mortgage is a loan specifically used to buy property in the UK. For example, your first purchase, or a shop, or a holiday home, or a rental investment. The standard term is 25 years, and over that period, you'll pay off the mortgage by monthly instalments. But that's also why it's important to keep up those payments, because you could run the risk of losing the property.
Are there different types of mortgages?
Yes, definitely. There are different types of mortgages depending on the type of property which you'll buy and also the usage. For example, if you're buying your first home, or even a family home for you and your family, then there's a residential mortgage. If you're buying a buy-to-let, there's a buy-to-let for rental investments. There's commercial mortgages also if you want to buy a shop or an office.
Typically, what age range are people who apply for mortgages?
The age range, really, there's no typical age range, but the starting point is 18 years, as that's the legal age that you can have a mortgage and own a property in the UK. The maximum age for having a mortgage is 75 years of age for a residential property or 90 years of age for a buy-to-let property.
Are there differences in the kinds of properties that I might look at which would be relevant to a mortgage provider?
Yes, definitely. Because in the UK, we have all different sorts of properties. You've got your Victorian conversions, you've got your high-rise buildings. So a lender might say they will only accept a Victorian building with, say, an average 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Some might accept a property which is much larger, also say 5 bedrooms, 2 kitchens and, more bathrooms. And some also might accept properties which are high-rise buildings, which is very typical in built-up cities like London.
Can you explain how a deposit affects the overall mortgage? How does it work?
Sure, I get asked this question a lot. Most people want to put down the least amount of deposit available, but that will impact on the rate because then it will typically be higher, and that will then impact on the monthly payments because those will also be higher. So the best thing to do is to try and put down as much deposit as available, as that will then help you keep your monthly payments down.
Can people who've only been in the UK for a short while still be considered for a mortgage?
Yes, definitely. So people who come from within the EU and have been here for at least 3 years can apply for a mortgage. People who come from outside the EU would have need to have been here for a continuous 3-year period and have all the applicable visas.
What is a credit rating and how does it affect a mortgage application?
So every lender, when an applicant makes an application for a mortgage, will want to have a credit check on an applicant just to make sure to see how they service the loan and what type of loans they have in the background. Now, if a person hasn't been able to service those loans timely, i.e. pay them on time, and if they've run into trouble, a lender might decline the application because they'll think they're too risky to get a mortgage.
If I'm self-employed, should I worry that I can't get a mortgage?
No, self-employed people always worry about this, but no, a lender will treat it like any other application. So what they'll want to make sure though is that you've had the business for at least 3 years, and for evidence of that, they will ask for 3 years accounts, or sometimes the tax assessment returns, and also a document called a tax overview.
And so what paperwork would I need to provide to get a mortgage?
The typical paperwork really are 3 months bank statements, and also they'll want to see evidence of your salary or some sort of income in those bank statements. They'll want to see your pay slips, just showing evidence of how much you're earning and your employer. They'll also want to see evidence of your ID, like a passport or a driver's license, and they'll also want to see evidence of your address. So they may ask for utility bills or council tax bills.
And typically, how long does an application take?
It really depends on the lender and how efficient they are. So some claim they can do it within 48 hours, but the typical length of time is about 2 weeks.
So if people want to find out more information about this, where would it be useful for them to look?
The government actually has a really good website called Money Advice Service, which is moneyadviceservice.org, and they have information about obtaining a mortgage, about affordability, and also what to do in the unfortunate circumstances that someone runs into trouble and can't afford their payments. So it will give them helpful advice on where to go.
That's great. Thank you, Jada.
Pleasure.